You are now listening to the Lasting Legacy Podcast.
What's up, everybody? We have another episode of the Lasting Legacy Podcast. Before you watch this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel down below. It takes 2 seconds. Hit subscribe. 90% of people that are watching these videos aren't subscribed, and it really hurts our feelings. So please subscribe. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Ty McCulley, the owner of Bessemer Athletics. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing
Appreciate
good,
you guys
doing
having
good.
me. Appreciate you guys having me.
Glad we finally got you on.
Definitely. I'm happy to be here. It's my first podcast ever, so I'm excited.
Even better.
Nervous,
we'll pop
but
the,
excited.
You're pretty natural at it so far, honestly.
pop that podcast cherry
there
right
you go.
here.
Yeah, you got that good voice projecting.
That's it. Voice acting. Here
I'm
we
trying
go.
to have that posture, posture. You know, just trying to make sure I'm good to go.
Cut to 30 minutes in, and he'll just be all hunched over. That's super awesome.
Yeah.
I'm David. I own David Took It Photography, Videography. We've collabed in the past on some on the last drop, and can't wait for this next one. So let's just get right into it, man. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
So obviously I'm Ty McCulley. I'm born and raised here in Pueblo, Colorado. Went to Pueblo Central High School. Graduated in 2013. Went on to CSU Pueblo, where I played football, and I didn't graduate, but I went and got my still got to get my degree in sociology. But
Nice.
other than that, born and raised, I'm a Pueblo kid through and through.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You guys have a street that runs through half the town. So.
Yeah, we do. That's that. My grandparents, they built that legacy, man, with them coming here and helping the families out all throughout Southern Colorado. So that last name is all them. They put in the hard work and dedication to get that.
Nice. What kind of things were your grandparents involved in?
Oh man, my grandmother was involved in a lot more than my grandfather. My grandfather handled really the business side, but my grandmother was a very people person. She was involved in a lot of clubs and a lot of organizations. And she definitely got her name out there. And
Nice.
my grandfather always used to say, he couldn't have ran that business without her. So. Women do play a big part in helping their, spouses getting their business up and going, and they did their stuff, So
I couldn't do it without my wife. No way. No way, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So they came here in 1968, and been here ever since.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So you said he was a business owner. What kind of businesses did he run?
Well, so they own a funeral home. My family, we're family owned, and Angeles Chapel here in Pueblo and also in Colorado Springs as well. So they built the legacy. Passed down to the students. Passed down to their kids, I should say. My uncle. He runs the one in Springs. Then my aunt Yanetta, she runs the one here in Pueblo. So
Nice.
It's we're all family owned. Everybody in the business is family.
No,
so,
that's awesome.
We're not corporate
hustlers.
not corporate at all.
So I mean, you grew up seeing how working for yourself is beneficial and struggles.
I've seen the ups and downs. What comes with the business. The late nights, the stress. Everything that my grandparents, my aunt and my uncle are going through now. There's a lot more than just what people see the final product of. Just having a service and that's it. There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Everything is a choice. Like you can make it as crazy as you want, and
exactly.
you have to be able to accommodate those options for those people to celebrate that life.
It's a business that everybody handles that certain type of situation differently.
Absolutely.
So you got to be able to adjust to how people are going to come in and deal with that.
Yeah.
So you just have to be ready and be prepared for what's coming with you.
Anything. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So switching gears a little bit, what is Bessemer Athletics? Can you explain it to the people?
Oh, definitely. So Bessemer Athletics, obviously Bessemer is a community here in Pueblo. That's where my grandparents, built the foundation of their business, and Bessemer is where all my family grew up, where I grew up, where I used to run as a kid, play around, go to the park and play with the kids. It's just where I'm from. It's embedded in me. Bessemer is home, and I obviously, with what I've done with sports myself, I just wanted to try to give back to the community in the sense of being able to be, hey, I'm from a part of town that people like to talk crap about, but I try to make sure that I try to set a positive image in what I want to do, and with how I'm giving out these clothing and how I make sure that I give these people something that they could be proud of and they can wear their community up and proud and high.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, that's huge, man. Kind of give us the backstory on how Bessemer Athletics came to be.
So I was in Houston this past summer, I was staying with my aunt and uncle, and I had a lot of free time because all I was doing was just training and just working out. So I was just looking for the next opportunity to play ball. And, I had a lot of free time, and I honestly came out and just started watching YouTube videos, just starting to see how a lot of people had their clothing line design. And, I was just like, what has Pueblo had in the sense of being able to represent their community in the sense of athletics? East Side, they have La Gente. Bessemer doesn't really have anything in the sense of, we have the softball tournament that goes on every summer, the Joe Santos tournament, which is new athletics, but nothing really set in stone to be like, hey, Bessemer, Pueblo, it all correlates together, in the sense of being able to represent your community in the way that you want to in a positive manner. And just knowing that a lot of people that came out of Pueblo that were good athletes, could have went pro, could have done what they wanted to do in the life of sports. They made, their legacy passed down to their kids, and make sure that their kids are getting to get that opportunity to be able to get to the next level.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, that's awesome. Kind of. So you thought of this idea. You did your research when you were in Houston. Training, doing all that, and then kind of how did it evolve? I designed a logo. I got the logo. Actually, Frank designed the logo, and we kind of had a thought of being able to start a clothing line. We had a thought of starting a clothing line way back, probably like 3-4 years ago. Him and I decided we need to do something, and I finally pulled the plug on him. Like, hey, let's rock with this. Yeah. So we went ahead. He made the design. I made the first batch of sweatshirts. I started asking people. Yeah. If you like this, like that. I did polls on Instagram. Nice. And stuff. I was just trying to get the name out there at first and see if it was something that people would like. Because obviously I want my brand to be built by the people. Be built by the people of Pueblo, knowing that, hey, I'm wearing something that represents where I'm from. Yeah. And Bessemer not only represents itself, but it represents Pueblo, Yeah. We got the steel mill, You got, it's a blue collar town, Everybody get up and work and, they go and bust their butts for their families every day. Yeah. So that's what I really thought of it as, it's just having that blue collar mentality of knowing that you put your sleeves up, you go to work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think with clothing, it's like huge because you're not like, people probably aren't buying your clothes because they're like, oh, I can't get this quality of hoodie anywhere. They're buying it for what it represents. And that's how a lot of clothing is, it's people are buying clothing because they like what it represents. They like supporting who's pushing that clothing.
Buy into the brand.
Exactly. It's way more important, I feel like, what your clothing line means versus what you're cutting your hoodies from. Kind of.
And I think the biggest part of what I like to think about is the quality of what I'm making. I just don't want to try to sell somebody something for a cheap buck for a fast dollar. You know? I want to make sure people, they feel comfortable when they wear something. They're like, I can wear this whatever I want to. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel confident. And that's what I want people to feel like when they wear Bessemer Athletics. That when they buy from me, they that they're getting top quality material.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with a good message.
Yeah.
Even your attention to detail. We had did the run, I believe it was that hoodie run that we did. We had a ton of models in a local neighborhood. It was crazy. Everybody was turning their heads, but like even the customer experience from the bags that you put them in, like you can take a look at his Instagram and see that they're in like a really cool like smoked bag, and it has the logo on the bag. Like it's kind of has like an Apple product feel when you get that new Apple product. Like the unboxing experience.
Definitely, and that's what I like for people to feel. So like when I did the packaging, I had the packaging, the poly mailers, then it came with the clear plastics, then the stickers. I just want people to, people like goodies,
Yeah, the Apple stickers.
People love goodies, so, and I've seen people put the stickers on their car, put their stickers on their laptops, put their stickers on their bikes, whatever the case may be. People are representing my brand in a positive manner by putting the stickers on anything that they want.
That's awesome.
And when you deliver quality, people feel the quality. So that's how I really wanted to make sure when I first launched this brand, I want to make sure that not only from the clothing but from the products on the way down, everything's quality.
Absolutely, yeah. What is? Oh, go ahead, Brad.
I was just say the packaging that I've seen your packaging. It's the same as another company called Flagner Fail, which they're like multi-million-dollar, like huge companies, been around for decades, and they use the same kind of similar like packaging apparel. And so it's such a cool added feature that you wouldn't think of. Like I don't care what it comes in, but no, it definitely makes the feel a lot
I
better.
like it because have you ever had like one of those bags you just keep?
Yeah.
You just keep for a long time, like just because of how cool it is. I just want people. That's how I wanted people to feel when they open their bag. Like, I'm gonna keep this bag. I'm gonna use it for something.
I've kept every Versace bag that I've owned. Big, little, small, and I keep them folded up. But I actually use yours. I put a lot of cords. Everything you buy comes with a charger. Yeah. So I keep all the chargers in that bag. Definitely. It's just cool. It beats a Ziploc bag, and it's got a cool design to it.
Definitely.
That's super awesome.
So I like that. I mean, just providing that quality to clientele, man, it speaks volume of like showing people that you really care what you're trying to give out. Yeah. You care in your products, you care in your customers, and you just care about quality.
Absolutely. Yes. On the topic of quality, because me and Brad have made our own hats. We've made clothing and mouse pads. What was your process for finding your blanks? You don't have to tell us where you found them, but what did that process look like?
Just research. Honestly, just research. I just honestly went and just started Googling stuff and trying to find what was the best quality of trying to find the packaging to make sure that people liked what they have. So I went about the polymelers. I made sure that the design that I wanted with my name on it looked perfectly clear. Then with the plastics, I made sure that it had the design on it, that it had my website and my Instagram on it. Because obviously people we're in the how would you say it,
tech age,
that we want stuff quick.
No,
we want it quick.
We're in the business of now.
We want everything quick. And just being able to provide you don't have to be like, oh, what's his Instagram? Right there on the bag.
Yeah,
right
you
there
don't
on
have
the
to
bag.
look far.
What's his website? It's right there on the bag.
Yeah, you're not like
Googling. Because people lose interest kind of easily if they have to go and kind of research you a little bit to find.
If you have to click an external link,
exactly.
Oh yeah,
it's
how many people post a YouTube video on Facebook? I'm never gonna click that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to click an external link to get out of the app I'm already in.
That being said, a lot of our views come from Facebook links,
which is crazy. Shout out to those people because I'm not one of them.
Yeah. So I just try to make sure that everything that with the packaging was kind of just convenient for the customers to put word of mouth in, and get to anything that they wanted to see from the website itself or the Instagram itself, and
you sell a product that's very taggable, very postable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People put on your shirts or your hoodies or whatever, and they're like,
and I feel
I want to post a picture of this and tag you in it.
It's a timeless design. Everything I've seen, right now we're in like a late 80s, early 90s fashion trend, which obviously that has, but I feel like even 10 years ago that this design is still relevant.
It still is. Honestly, if you think about this design, it looks like on your gym shorts. It's on your your gym t-shirts, stuff like that, and like you said, it still holds relevancy to today.
No matter what's trending fashion wise.
So I definitely, this is the original logo. This is the OG logo that I came up with, and we're going to continue to rock with this until the end.
No, absolutely,
definitely.
So your first run of clothing was a crew neck, correct?
It was a sweatshirt,
yeah.
Crew neck, yeah.
Okay, and then so when I talk about blanks, it's where what was the process like to find the crew neck, because that's not an easy thing to source locally.
Not at all. So what I actually did is I found a wholesaler that I went through and provided me the colors and the material of what I wanted, and I had them shipped to me. That a girl I actually went to high school with, and her name's Anna. She has all the whole setup in her house, man. We were doing this out of her house.
For screens and embroidery?
Screens and embroidery. We were doing this out of her house. We'd be at her house 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just working on this stuff. And, she was helping me with the packaging.
That's awesome.
Just making sure everything was, crispy. Making sure everything was straightened out and making sure that, when people open their bag, they liked what they liked.
Yeah.
And so we
making sure things are straight.
She pressed them, she made sure they were stain cleaned. She went above and beyond.
You can see the crispy,
She went above and beyond to make sure that this drop went well, and
that's awesome.
I'm glad to have her as a connect for that, just because
it's huge.
Just I sold on every one of them.
That's huge.
Every one of them.
That's what I was wondering.
Gone. Yeah, every one of them is gone. And I will eventually get back to them. But I'm just trying to take it drop by drop.
That's what I was wondering too. Will you ever go back to OG1 design, or are you doing kind of like a one and done exclusive?
No, I'll go back to it because I still have a lot of people asking me about.
I want the crew.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
I have a lot of people asking me about them, and just the amount of love people showed with that first drop by going on Instagram and reposting it, and that has really been a big part of the success of this business, is by people taking the picture in their gear and just posting it.
Nice.
And posting it on social media, and just people loving it.
That's huge.
And I'm grateful for those people that have done that for me, because they didn't have to, so they did what they did.
That's the same way I grew my business. Like I have screenshots from 2 years ago. My Instagram was at 250, 400 followers, and I'm closing in on 2,000 right now. And the followers don't really matter to me. The likes really don't matter to me. But giving a place where I can showcase my work and show off my clients, and all I do is tell them, can you share my stuff? And that it spreads like wildfire. Every new person that posts, I get at least 3 followers from it, and, you start building that brand and people really want to buy into brands and support that, so that's absolutely huge.
So what's coming out with the second drop?
This is the second drop right here.
Yeah.
The
third one.
Get ready for my third.
Bessemer Athletic season 3.
Yeah, I'm getting ready
baby.
I'm getting ready for my third drop.
Sorry, yeah. So what's coming up with the third one?
So that design you have right there on your mug, that's one of the new designs I have coming out.
Heck yeah.
And for
It's cool.
I got a lot of. We're going all in this summer for this next drop. For the women, I have sports bras, leggings, crop top shirts, yoga shorts. I will have bucket hats, unisex.
Oh, that's dope.
T-shirts. T-shirts will be unisex. Jogger shorts. Then I'll be having snapbacks.
Huge.
So little by little, I'm getting to the point to where I can find a distributor for the leggings.
I was going to say that's probably the hard part.
That's the hardest part right now. Is trying to find,
leggings, all that good
just because I just want to make pictures are deceiving, So I just want to make sure I get them right. Then I gotta have the models try them on, make sure that they like them, and make sure that it fits to where I think it's going to be looking good in the photo shoot, So, I have a lot cooking up right now.
There's a lot in research and development, is what it sounds like.
Definitely, right now, yeah, we're still on the research stage, but I have some things cooking up. I can't wait to give them out there to let people see them.
Do you have a timeline of when you would like to have the first drop?
Hopefully.
This new drop.
Hopefully by April.
April? Oh, wow. So that's
quick.
closing in. You're trying to catch summer right on the tip.
I am trying to get it right there so people could, be out and do what they do now. Now that we're kind of getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Very much fully back to normal, honestly. Yeah. I want people out there representing to the fullest.
Shout out to America for beating COVID.
Yeah.
Right?
And
might have had us in that first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
But yeah.
Fuck you, Omicron.
Dude, yeah. So, that's huge, so that people know, like, what are different ways they can get the product.
Yeah.
Because we have people all over the place in that, what was that 1% in the other country? I don't remember what country it was. It was crazy. So let's say somebody wants to represent out of state. How do they catch you?
So I do offer mailing. I use my website is ran through bigcartel.com.
Nice.
It's a small business clothing website. So obviously they place the order, and I just go on. I use this website called Pirate Ship. And it provides me with the cheapest rates of sending out packages and stuff. So people order and I mail them out.
Nice. I used to use the Pirate Bay to get illegal music. So yeah, it's kind of seems like they grew up.
Sounds like LimeWire.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Allegedly.
You're too young.
You've never gave your computer aids using LimeWire.
You guys had Apple Music by then.
Right. You were just
I was part of the MySpace era, bro.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Technology's fresh, still kind of like it's still getting fresh with me.
Yeah. It's weird. I think like, I've had social media my whole life, and I made Facebook when I was in college. So I'm like, damn, that's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I go in high school. There was MySpace in high school for like our last year, but it wasn't anything big, It wasn't popular. Such a weird.
That weird transition phase from everyone to MySpace to Facebook was the weirdest time of my life. And even what was on YouTube at that time, it was like prank videos and stuff. That was such a weird time. That's insane. Kind of what got you into fashion, man?
Really understanding being big, being big. It's hard. I can't go to the public mall and go get me a whole setup just because of what my size is.
I was going to say, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Yeah, that's insane.
So it's hard for me to go find clothes, and especially shoes. I wear 15 in shoes. So every time I go to the mall, I got to order.
Socks and cologne.
I got to order, so.
That's insane.
Fashion has really been in the trend of me athletic-wise. I like wearing the joggers, like wearing the shorts. like wearing the tank tops. I really like being outside. I like feeling free.
Yeah.
I don't like feeling constricted.
Absolutely.
So honestly, I only have like 2 pairs of jeans.
No, exactly.
Because I just don't like the feeling.
What brand
of
are
being
those jeans?
I think they're Luckies.
I was gonna say I'm wearing Luckies right now,
I think they're Luckies.
and these things are nice, man. It's like a nice hotel, a lot of ballroom, and they're stretchy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
So you're a pretty big dude. What'd you play? Like kicker?
I wish my body wouldn't be feeling the way it does. No, I played offensive line. I played offensive tackle. Played offensive tackle in high school. Then in college, I played offensive tackle. I played left tackle for 2 of my years. Then let me take that back. My first 2 years we ran split and tight, so whatever, depending on the formation was, that's the side I would go to. So either if it was left, I go left, right, I'll go right. Then the last 2 years I strictly played left tackle.
nice.
Yeah, so I've always been an offensive lineman ever since I started playing football.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Going back to the fashion stuff, who kind of inspired you in fashion?
Biggie.
Biggie. Okay,
Biggie.
Interesting. A lot of Versace then. I can see the resemblance in the glasses.
Well, obviously, my grandfather, he used to wear a lot of Coogee sweaters.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Coogee sweaters.
Kango hats?
No, he didn't wear the hats because, I seen pictures of my grandfather, with hair, but as I was growing up, he didn't have no hair, so, he always wear, Coogee sweaters,
That's dope.
and, he's always looking sharp to the T, so, that was really where I liked my fashion, was Biggie, understanding the Timbs, the denims, understanding, kind of like that New York fashion trend, I really like that fashion trend.
Puffers, all that stuff, yeah.
I like that, and I remember the first pair of shoes my mother bought me was a pair of Shaqs.
Nice.
Shaqs.
Okay, yeah.
At Big 5, actually.
Nice.
And it's crazy how that store is still open, man. Like I remember.
Have you been in there?
Yeah, it still looks the damn same.
I would say if you ever have hopes to go into brick and mortar, I probably wouldn't start there.
But Biggie was really my fashion sense.
Nice.
Just understanding.
It's more East Coast vibes.
Giving really that big man friendly vibe.
Dope, yeah.
Man, hey man, you could be big, man, but you still could have swag.
Yeah, no, of course.
So that's really where I got my trend of fashion from.
What sizes do you guys carry?
We go up to 4X.
Nice.
And I ordered I could get other sizes. I ordered a 5X from one of my best friends. And I'm not limited. I'm not limited. If anybody needs something, I could get that made for them. I just go up to a 4X, just because I just like to, make sure, people, know that comfortable in their stuff, so.
Absolutely. No, that's huge. Yeah. Where do you see, what do you want the future of Bessemer Athletics to be? Do you want it to expand outside of clothing, keep it within clothing,
As of right now, I would like to keep it within clothing. My biggest thing is what I'm trying to do is try to find a fulfillment center.
Nice.
I would love to have my stuff in a fulfillment center, so I don't have to do anything myself with packaging, handling, and customer service and returns,
Kind of like what Jeffree Star does. For people who don't know, he's a makeup artist, or she. I don't know how that works, but he actually, right. I don't know how that works, but essentially what he does is he takes care of all the YouTubers, like clothing in a warehouse. They print, it's a one-on-one order, and a lot of people don't know that he's the brains behind that.
And their makeup too.
And of course, and the makeup. There's a lot that goes into it, but a fulfillment center similar to that, essentially.
A fulfillment, basically, they just make everything for me. All I got to do is just send them designs,
approve,
and improve, and they make everything for me. They'll manage website. They manage the website. They manage the inventory.
So yours is just creative design at that point and pushing the brand. Okay,
that's what I would love to do.
See, I didn't know if you wanted to, like you had mentioned, like another sports team in town. I didn't know if you wanted the Bessemer Athletics team, kind of like the team Loaf and Jug handpicked athletes. I didn't know if that was the direction you were trying to go.
If that ever becomes a possibility, I wouldn't knock the idea. I would definitely love
competitive sports.
I would definitely love to put Bessemer on the map in some type of activity. And even continue to get the name out even more like that.
No,
just because you could in the world of sports, fashion is the thing too. fashion.
so.
And, it started, from what I can remember, it started with Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, them dudes walking out, chain flashy, just making themselves stand out.
To the NBA too, it's huge now. I feel like Beats by Dre wouldn't be as successful as they are without athletes.
Fashion, athletes, and music, they all
coincide
very closely together.
It all correlates, man. It all backtracks to each other.
No, absolutely. Now, on the other hand, are you trying to stay online only? Obviously, that's the future, but are you opposed to putting a Bessemer Athletic rack in local, boutiques and brick and mortars?
I would love to do that. And if the opportunity presents itself, I would definitely love to come in talks with somebody that would like to have that idea and, and help put my stuff out there, I'm not against anything that's going to help this business grow. Not at all. I want this to be going.
Not afraid to take risks.
Not at all. Because I had to take the risk in order to get this started.
True.
And so far so well. It's gone well, and I hope it continues to grow by not only by what I provide, but by the people loving it. So if that does become an opportunity, I would definitely love to sit down with somebody and talk to them about it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome, especially with some of the local boutiques and all the the fashion stores that are popping up too. Some of the resale places.
Definitely,
that would be huge.
How'd the pop-up shop go?
Went well.
Tell us about that.
It went really well. So I had it at right in Bessemer, right in the heart of Bessemer. It was last weekend. I had it up there. I mean, not last weekend, weekend before last. I had it, and it went really well. People came out and supported. I had some music playing. I had some of my best friends just hanging out, chilling with me. And
literally lemonade stand style.
It really was.
It looked like you just had like a folding table.
I just grabbed the folding table from my garage and just laid it out. And people came out, and I had my papers with my my Cash App and my Venmo for the thing.
Little QR codes,
and people came out and they showed love. They showed real love, and they came out and bought stuff for their families or for their friends, and I'm greatly appreciated for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it went out really, really well. So I will definitely be doing that again with this next drop.
I can't wait.
I will be definitely doing that
cool.
coming out. So, and it'll be summer by then, so I'll probably try to have it inside.
That'll be, it gets hot out here.
Yes, it does.
6'6".
Depends on when you drop it. Might be snowy. Might be 80. Who knows?
Yeah, damn Colorado.
Yeah, you never know. So what are some of your goals moving forward? Short-term goals, maybe by the end of the year, and then on into long-term goals.
Just create more content. Create more content for people to see. Just know that that Bessemer Athletics is still providing content to its customers. I recently just dropped a video of
drone
shots that my friend Johnny Q did. He shot it, then I sent it to one of my friends down in Houston that edited it for me, and it came out really well. Nice. So I'm getting into that video footage type of stuff, and
I know a guy.
Yeah. So it's been pretty well with that, and then obviously I'm coming out with I posted a couple kids on my Instagram, so I have start getting some kids coming out, kids clothing.
They had beanies on, right?
My best friend, he had twins. He had a daughter, then he had twins. So he's a complete girl dad.
Yeah.
So he allows me to use his kids to be the little models and stuff.
That's
so
awesome.
Cool.
No, that's huge.
So cool.
Start paying them and write it off.
So
Brad's got a pretty cute kid that needs some swag.
Yeah, but I just want I'm trying to launch into the into the kids era. Then obviously do some more sponsorships. Miranda, girl that was actually in my photo shoot that we did this last one, her sons are wrestlers for Duran Wrestling, and she got me in contact with the head coach, and actually those are our first sponsorship. Bessemer Athletics was able to sponsor Duran Wrestling, so it was cool, nice to get the name.
What does that look like? Like monetary sponsor, or like here's your warm ups?
Monetary sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah, if I could provide gear, I will do that. We'll probably have to do that at a later date, though.
No, for sure. Yeah. That's what I didn't know. Like when I talked about the collaborations with like building, like taking Duran Wrestling and, providing them with singlets, Bessemer Athletic and Duran Wrestling, almost like a collab.
That would be cool. That would definitely be cool to do eventually sometime in the future. But it was nice to, have that sponsorship out there and put my name on the banner, and support those kids.
Huge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Giving back a little bit to the community, get your name out there. It's like a win-win.
Youth sports.
You ever thought of like, kind of like sponsoring like Instagram people or something, you know, like all these Instagram fitness people.
I would love to.
Like,
I would definitely love
we've
to.
done some stuff with Jordan.
Yeah, you know, Jordan Tripp, you know, he showed mad love, you know, him doing his workouts, you know, wearing my hoodie and stuff like that, you know, and he has his own clothing brand as well, you know, so, and he's a Central grad too, you know, so, we kind of correlate in that sense, you know, just going to high school, playing for Central, you know, being in the Bessemer area, you know, just being able to correlate with that with each other. And I also went to high school with his brother Cam. His brother was a senior when I was a freshman, and we played ball together for a year. You know, so it's kind of crazy. Like, you know, we're a small town, small city, but you know, everybody knows everybody.
Oh, of course.
Everybody knows everybody.
Which could be great, and sometimes it's not. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
if you did some weird stuff in high school, we're gonna know about it. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
If you're good in business in Pueblo, it's great because word of mouth spreads so quick.
It does.
It's literally a wildfire.
It
you know,
really
did
does.
you ever think it would be to this point as quickly as it has?
No, I really didn't. Because, you know, with that first drop that I did, you know, I try not to get caught into the highs and the lows. I try to maintain a balance, you know, because there's one day I sold like 6 sweatshirts. The next day I only sold one, you know, so, it's steady, but it has its highs and its lows, you know, so
that's anything,
you know, but to be at this point to where it is, you know, I'm definitely grateful for the people that have showed love and reposted in their photo, in their gear, you know, and stuff, and the content that I've been able to get, and you know, and just helping this stuff grow, because you know, I've sent clothing down to Louisiana, Texas, California, Nevada, you know, just being able to get my stuff out there to these different states, you know, and you know, word of mouth is going to continue to grow.
Have you, you know, thought of, you know, hitting Denver Fashion Week and just showing up? You know?
I never heard of that.
Oh, dude, yeah. So I did some headshots recently for one of the runway models, and it, you know, there's the swap meets and stuff going on there. I think that would be a huge play, you know, just for you to even network with other people. Like, yo, what is that? Just walking around, it's going to catch some eyes.
Definitely.
But yeah, you know, it's a runway show, and they have, you know, sponsored people, different clothing stuff, you know, a lot of collabs. I haven't been yet. Hopefully I'll shoot the runway this year with some models. But yeah, man, Denver Fashion Week, I think it's coming up too. Okay. So yeah, definitely something to look into, you know, or even bringing something like that down here, you know.
For sure.
That's super huge, you know.
Definitely. I would love to collab with small businesses here, man, because, you know, we're all out here just trying to, one common goal, you know, to try to create and pass down something to, you know, our kids, if we ever pass down to the kids, you know, of theirs, and, you know, just trying to make sure, you know, that what you build is continue to grow and grow and grow, just like my grandparents have, you know. They pass their business down to their kids, you know, and they hope to keep them, you know, just to keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
You just want to make a lasting legacy.
Look at that. A lasting legacy.
And you beat us to the punch there. I was going to ask you what the lasting legacy is, but you spit that out. I don't think you could do that better.
Yeah, definitely. So
but no, dude, that's huge, you know. Kind of going back to the long-term goals, is that kind of correlate with that, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You know, I just want to make sure, you know, that it stays consistent. You know, in the business world, you know, it's not hard to stay consistent if you're driven and motivated, but you know, you got to be able to fight through the trials and tribulations that comes with owning your own stuff.
Absolutely.
That's just the point of
shipping
it,
delays in China, you know, things get stuck at the port.
Exactly.
Locally, you know, have in-house, you know, like quality control with, you know, printing and stuff, because if you order from somewhere else and they send them to you and like they're all stuck or whatever,
right,
you know, they came out all wrinkled.
I just want to make sure, you know, with the long-term goals that I have and what I want trying to fulfill, that the quality of what my brand represents still stays intact.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to make sure that, you know, long-term, 5 years, 10 years down the road, whatever it may be, that Bessemer Athletics is still serving quality material to its customers.
Absolutely. Now, is this, I'm assuming it's not your full-time job yet.
No, it's
okay.
not.
Yeah, just something on the side.
Yeah.
Brewing, growing, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I, you know, it's not, but I would love to make this my full-time job, you know. I would definitely love to, you know.
I feel like
if you could wake up and do everything, wake up and do something you love every day, you know, you're set.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I learned that from my head strength coach in college, you know. He always used to tell us, man, I love waking up in the morning because I get to do what I love. You know, so that's what I'm trying to aspire for. Yeah. You know.
Absolutely. I mean, Brad can attest to it. I can attest to it. Like, it truly is, as cliche as it is, you know, like if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
And I feel that, you know, like I'm very fortunate that I don't have to do what I was doing and, you know, walk through those doors again, you know, but I don't forget about those people who are, you know, behind the fence and stuff like that, you know.
And just like, you know, we as business owners, you know, we try to give hope to the younger ones. You know, hey man, you could do something.
Chase it.
You could do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You could do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Just don't give up, because you're gonna have the trials and tribulations that come with you wanting to get to where you want to go. You know, just speaking specifically with, you know, football for myself. You know, I played ball at the college. You know, then I got a UDFA with the Washington Redskins right out of college. You know, and being able just to even get in that spot. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a Pueblo kid. I'm Pueblo through and through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people think, you know, if you're here, you're stuck here. You know, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's not the case. You know, you could learn
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's not the case, man. You could be who you want to be, grow, and now that we have all these different types of platforms, all it takes is one person to catch your eye, and you know, a new opportunity could come up.
It's just about trying things, you know. And people, they just get a job and they just stay there, and they don't take the risk to try anything. And it's not even about owning a business. It's just about trying different jobs. I mean, not everyone can be a business owner. Not everyone should be a business owner.
Right.
But
Definitely.
that doesn't mean you have to hate your job.
Exactly.
That just means you got to find a job that you love. So it's, you know, people are so fascinated with like owning a business and entrepreneur, and it's great, and it fits for us three. It fits for a lot of people, but there are people where it's like you don't need to create the wheel. Just go get a ton of different jobs and find one that you love,
Exactly.
and just bust your ass at that job. It's the same as owning a business, you know. I mean, you know what I mean.
Have
You
a
still
good
have the
hobby.
opportunity and everything, yeah. So
You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
100%.
You got to, you know, you got to be able to find something that you could be consistent in. And, you know, consistency really shows true character. You know, you're going to do the same thing that you did at the start of your business 5 years from now, you know.
Yeah.
You got to make sure, you know, people know that, you know, you're doing what you got to do to try to make this thing successful. The late nights, you know, the early mornings, you know. And I learned that all from my grandparents, man. When I was growing up, being with them at the office 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get things ready for these families, you know, stuff like that. I've witnessed that, and I see my aunt and my uncle doing that now, you know. You know, there's a lot more that goes into it than what people don't see.
Of course.
You know, and, you know, that's with photography, and I'm sure that's with accounting, with numbers.
Especially
and, you know,
right now, this time of year.
You're right. And you with your photography, you know, you want to make sure, you know, your quality is right with what you do.
Yep.
And, you know, you just want to make sure, you know, people love what they have. And, well, if people love something, they're going to continue to come back and do it.
Always. Yeah. You know, the quality, you know, is something I strive for, and attention to detail. And I know, you know, Brad's attention to detail is, you know, right there. You know, if he slips up, you know, it's really detrimental, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, my goal for every client is to save them more money than I'm going to charge them. Right. So I'm basically free for all my clients, and that's like the one thing I know. If I can provide that, it's like, well, how are you gonna be mad? It was free.
Yeah, exactly. I saved you way more money. You know, for me, it's, you know, like I'm in a transitional phase where I am trying to push more small business stuff, because, you know, like, I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, our photo shoot, I felt like it was quick, it was cool, like it was, you know, a good time. I don't want people to dread coming to me, whether it be family photos or whatever. You know, I want people to leave and, you know, feel like they had that good customer experience, and then on the back end provide them with a piece of art and the memory, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that's timeless.
Definitely. And you know, it's just all about how you carry yourself from a business person, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
you want somebody to walk out your door knowing, hey, I'm confident. I trust this man. You know, I believe in what he's trying to sell me, and I believe in what he's doing.
Yeah, the ability to adapt and overcome too. You know, social changes and all that stuff. You know,
Exactly.
you know, like you. I don't know what you were posting on social media before this. It was probably, you know, maybe a few times a month.
Yeah, maybe like I stopped posting on Instagram for a little bit.
Yeah.
But most of my posts, like in, you know, college, when getting ready for game day, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know,
Cool
just
stuff,
action shots. You know, so
But, you know, now it's forced you, you know, like you going back to you saying being uncomfortable. It forces you in front of that camera to make that story, you know, to, you know, be vulnerable, you know, essentially online, and step out of that comfort zone and put yourself out there.
Definitely.
You know, haters or not, like, it doesn't matter.
No, not at all, man. Just go out and get it, guys.
No,
There's the only distinguishing quality is don't quit. Just don't quit.
No,
You're gonna go through stuff, man. That's just part of life. But just don't quit on what you want to do.
I
Point
can see
blank period. There's no rocket science. There's no, there's no snap your fingers solution to things.
No, there's not a magic pill you can do. There's you can't pay one person to change anything.
Yeah.
Well, sweet, man. Yeah,
Definitely.
it's been great having you on. I'm glad we finally got to.
I'm happy to be here, fellas.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We look forward to putting you back on,
for sure.
in like a year, just to see how things have progressed from this.
Definitely.
I feel like this is a very good checkpoint and a pivotal point, right in front of the third drop, and we look forward to having you back, man.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, can't wait to see what it holds.
Yeah,
see what the future holds. But I am definitely grateful to all the people that have shown love and support for Bessemer Athletics.
That's huge, man.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, sweet. Thank you so much. This has been the Lasting Legacy Podcast. Check us out wherever you get your podcast. Check out Bessemer Athletic. Link will be in the description. Good night.